Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Don't mind the clothes, I just came home from work and I wanted to sit down and make a video real quick. So I wanted to talk about my buddy Alex Staunch's video. It's a documentary on rock and roll high school forever. So how I was introduced to this movie, real quickly just to give you a little background, is I had this friend years ago who I still keep in touch with from time to time, but it's not really what it was. And we were both big movie buffs. I know I still am. As I said, I haven't really spoken to him in a while, so I'm assuming he still is. And he had said to me, "You're a Corey Haim fan, right?" I said, "Yeah, big time." He goes, "You've seen Rock and Roll High School Forever, right?" No. He proceeds to bring it over, and I watched it, and it was silly and cheesy and fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I kind of forgot about it until I came across Staunch TV's documentary on it, and we started talking, and we became friendly. So it has some great music, silly humor, and it's, as I said, just a fun film. I wish it would get a Blu-ray release because I think it definitely needs one. It's currently in a DVD double pack with something else. My memory escapes me of what it is. So the documentary, I just wanted to talk about the documentary, not so much the movie itself. But the documentary, I will link down in the description. So if you like Rock and Roll High School Forever, please check out Staunch TV's documentary. It is excellent, and I wanted to just talk about it. So it's over an hour long. It's very in-depth. It's the most in-depth documentary you will definitely see about Rock and Roll High School Forever. He touches upon why he has such nostalgia for the film, and how when he was a kid he would like run to the TV to see certain scenes with his siblings, and he thought it was really funny, and it just held a special place for him. He really did his homework, and you could totally tell the documentary is a very big labor of love for Alec. So this is a sequel to Rock and Roll High School with the Ramones, and what they did was they recast some of the parts with new actors, and then some of them have the same actors from the original Rock and Roll High School with new characters, but it still has some of the elements and sort of some of the vibe of the old movie, except this one has that late 80s. It came out, I believe, 1990, so it's really got like this 80s layer of cheese over it. There's some minor references to the old film, and Corey Feldman is in it, not Corey Haim, but Feldman is his normal Dream a Little Dream Corey Feldman, maybe not as Michael Jackson-ish, but he dances and sings and is sort of the center of attention for this movie. The plot of the film is this group of kids are celebrating Rock and Roll High School Day, where you can do anything you want and get away with anything you want, and Corey Feldman and his misfit band of friends are trying to get their band to be able to play the prom. And they're having these weird encounters, they're playing a lot of tricks and practical jokes on people, and it's just a fun, cheesy movie with some really good music, and it totally encapsulates the 80s, maybe even early 90s, but more 80s vibe of that time. Alec did a great job interviewing a bunch of the cast. He got some excellent interviews with these people. One of them was kind of disheartening or sad, I guess, where they were talking about how Corey Feldman, he thought, had brown boogers or had been sick, but in reality was snorting heroin on set in the bathroom. So that was one of the, not to spoil anything from the documentary, that was one of the sadder moments for me. There was a funny moment where one of the co-stars was sort of talking shit about Corey Feldman, and Staunch TV said, "Well, yeah, no, I saw him in concert last year," and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you want that time back?" And he went, I'm a Corey Feldman fan, so, you know, I enjoyed it, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," because there was sort of a disconnect there for a moment, because she was sort of giving Feldman the business, and Alec, you know, and myself included, are big Feldman fans, so, you know, we grew up with him. It was part of our childhood. No matter if this person was doing drugs or maybe wasn't always doing the right thing, Corey Haim included, you tend to side with them and feel bad. Corey Haim is not in this movie. However, there is an actor who is side by side with Feldman who looks a lot like him, similar mannerisms, similar hairstyle. They do touch upon that in the documentary, if memory serves. My only negative to the documentary. It's about an hour and 19 minutes, I believe. My only negative is some of the voices are a little muffled during the interviews, and some of the clips are a little choppy where the speech isn't matching, and then like it kind of goes in and out. So the people who were filming, you know, must not have the greatest internet connection, or sent in a video or did an interview and maybe they had a little bit of a bandwidth issue and it was sort of a little choppy. That was my only complaint about this documentary. I think if you are a Corey Feldman fan, an 80s fan, a cheesy movie fan, especially a Rock and Roll High School Forever fan, you need to watch this documentary. It is a great set of interviews and like little bits of information about the film. Staunch TV really captures and expands upon tons of our childhoods through doing stuff like this. You know, it's not so much that I grew up with Rock and Roll High School Forever, because obviously I didn't see it till, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. But if you are a fan of, as I said, cheesy movies, 80 movies, and Corey Feldman, I think you will really like Rock and Roll High School Forever. And in turn, a perfect companion piece is to check out Alex, aka Staunch TV's documentary. So there'll be a link down in the description. I had a bunch of fun with it. Even though I didn't grow up with the film, I can relate to it because there's a lot of movies that make me feel the way Staunch TV felt when he watched this, whether it be The Goonies, The Lost Boys, tons of Corey Haim movies that I bought on VHS or DVD over the years, like Double O Kid and Prayer of the Roller Boys and other stuff like that. You just have that kind of vibe of growing up with something, having this huge feeling of nostalgia and feeling like you're a part of it because you watched it so much and you know you were watching it during your formidable years. So guys, check out the Rock and Roll High School Forever documentary. Highly recommend it if you are a fan of the film. Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.